All right.
Hey, everybody, I'm Paul Kingsbury, and I am here with Laif Morrison, the Executive Director of the Idaho Bowl. Laif, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Paul. How are you?
You know what? I could be worse. I could be worse right now. We've got palm trees in the background and ocean that way, and it's kind of chilly here. It's about 74 degrees right now.
Wow, t-shirt weather. Yeah.
Life could be worse.
It could be worse. It was about 9 degrees this morning, so I think you're doing all right over there.
Yes, it's hard to complain because it's been raining a lot. And so when I, tell my wife, I'm like, hey, it's been raining all day. She's like, yeah, I was out breaking ice in the worst water this morning. Yeah, okay, you win.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we are here to talk about the brand new Idaho Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Leif is, of course, the executive director of. But first, we want to find out for the folks that don't know you, and I don't know who those people would be because you're so famous and popular. To tell everybody a bit of your background and who you are and where you grew up and how you got to this point.
Yeah, so I grew up in Glens Ferry. I went to high school there, played, football, basketball, baseball, lost 4 state championships, 2 in football, 2 in baseball. I had some really great coaches. Was really awesome growing up in Glens Ferry and playing football for the Pilots. Went to Boise State, got my education degree, went back to Glens Ferry, coached there for 5 years. I was the head coach for 3 years. The first year is that Glens Ferry moved down to 8-man. And had a lot of success there. You were actually at the last game that I coached down there. We lost to Oakley in double overtime in the semis. So it was awesome, a great experience growing up there. I got a master's degree from University of Idaho, and kind of just an Idaho guy.
Right. You're a big proponent of Idaho space sports and Idaho sports together.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what led you here. So. One thing that you've done for quite a few years is this type of thing in Oregon with the Oregon All-State game. So talk a little bit about that, kind of the successes you've had and how that started.
Yeah, I started the Oregon All-State game 7 years ago, going on year 7, and a 6th through 8th grade game. And it's blown up. It has been really a cool experience. You've actually been there for most of the games, live streaming them for us. And it's been awesome. I mean, we get probably 3,000 to 5,000 people show up in person, roughly 11,000 people watch it online, and we get the best athletes from all across the state of Oregon. We've had over 150 different high schools in Oregon have been represented the past 6 years. Last year, there were 68 kids in the programs that played in the state championship. So really high quality athletes. We've had a couple kids get 8th graders last year actually got some full ride scholarship offers to like Oregon. It's crazy. The amount of athletes is awesome. And I'm really excited to bring that event and that energy and that excitement and that elite athleticism to Idaho. We also work with the Oregon Department of Human Services, and we've been able to donate nearly $100,000 in gift cards, backpacks, clothing to foster kids and foster families. And so it's been just a really, really cool experience. And I'm really excited to bring that event and that energy and that excitement and that positivity to my home state.
As you mentioned, I've been to quite a few of those in Oregon. And in fact, during COVID, we had the Oregon games in Glens Ferry.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Freedom.
Yes, exactly.
And but one thing I've really noticed about those Oregon games is the passion, and the support, not only from, of course, the parents that are going to be there supporting, little Johnny that is obviously going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, but the entire families and the community is there. Like you said, there's 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people show up. Well, those aren't parents. Those aren't all just parents. Those are fans of the individual programs that come. And Oregon is such a more diverse, both geographically and with schools, that when they come together, you really get the best of the best coming in. And it's not just one of those, hey, if you want to come play, come play. You are getting the best. And when we watch those 8th grade games, it's always interesting because here at Idaho Sports, we cover varsity. And when we do those 8th grade games, it feels like we are broadcasting a varsity game because some of those kids are so big and so talented. And sometimes you get the eighth grader that looks like an eighth grader, and he's about 4 foot nothing and 100 10 pounds, going up against this lineman that's 6'4", 280 or something. But the thing that I've noticed, and I hope that Idaho can match, is that passion that the fan base has for those games, because they are we call it the stars of the future. These are the kids that are coming up. Do you think Idaho will be able to match the excitement and the passion, the following that you've gotten in Oregon?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like there are absolute studs here in Idaho at every grade level that really kind of get missed out and don't get the opportunity to showcase their skills on a large stage that we're creating here. And it's been really cool in Oregon because we'll have guys that play 8-man, or they have 6-man over there too. They'll play, and they're playing against teams that are 6A state champions. They're playing on the same team together and against each other. And those guys, I mean, they ball out. We've had guys that play 8-man football in their regular season be MVPs of the Oregon All-State game. The athletes are there. They just need the opportunity and the platform to showcase their skills. And that's what we're really excited about with the Idaho Bowl, is bringing that excitement, that feeling that you get when you come and, broadcast the games to Idaho. And I think it's going to create a lot of really cool opportunities in the future for these kids. Not only is it going to create a lot of really cool relationships. I get text messages of pictures of every single Saturday, it seems like, in the fall, from parents in Oregon. Cool. It's like, hey, this is Billy's roommate in All-State. They played against each other today. And it just creates a lot of really cool relationships, and that builds and hopefully creates a lot of opportunities where these guys can play football after high school and have a lot of success and showcase their skills.
Well, is your PA guy Tui? Is he going to come to Idaho?
I bet he would, actually.
I love that guy.
Real deal. Yeah, he's the man. I'm sure
he's fun to work with.
He is, and he's really good at what he does.
He is. Yeah. Now, you talk about having the best of the best players come there. So I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, here in Idaho, how are those selections being made for next summer's game?
Yeah, so we sent out an email to all athletic directors, high school athletic directors, and high school head coaches earlier this fall, just letting them know what we are, who we are, a little bit about me, and why we're creating this event and kind of the platform that we are going to create for these kids or have for these athletes. And we've been getting nominations since then. So we've got, I think yesterday I counted over 60 schools of players that we've selected so far. And that's growing every single day. So if we missed a kid or missed a location, or maybe that athletic director or that football coach was super busy when we sent out that email, people can contact us at admin@idahobowl.com. Just email us and we'll be able to kind of get in contact with those coaches. I'm going to send out another email here in a couple of weeks to all athletic directors and head football coaches to kind of remind them, hey, I know football season's over. It's a grueling process, as you know. Maybe now they've had time to kind of breathe and get that information out to their youth coaches.
Right. Well, I'm here with Laif Morrison, the executive director of the Idaho Bowl, talking about the inaugural event coming up in June. What can players and fans and parents, what can they expect really to what happens during that week? Because it's not just, okay, you're selected, show up on Friday night, your game's at 7.
It's
walk us through that week.
Yeah, we're setting it up like an event. We want this to be a bowl game, and it's called the Idaho Bowl. So it's going to be a bowl game type experience for these guys, and they're going to meet the greatest athletes from all across the state, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and they'll show up on a Wednesday. We'll give them custom game jersey that has their last name on the back of it, and the jerseys will be pretty awesome. Cool. They are really cool, yeah. So they'll get jerseys. We'll spend 3 nights on a college campus. We'll eat on campus. We'll practice on campus. It will be like a college bowl game experience for them. At night, we'll bring in guest speakers. We've had former NFL stars come to Oregon. We've had USA track and field stars come give motivational speeches. We've had shows, animal experts. So every night they'll do an activity or an event that they can look forward to during the week. And it'll be just an experience for them. A once-in-a-lifetime experience is what we want.
Last summer, we showed up early enough to come to the reptile show.
Oh, yeah.
For the Oregon games. And that was cool. I mean, the kids, you could tell, were having an absolute blast. It's right in their wheelhouse. It's not all about football. You know, it's about life with these kids and getting to know each other. And outside the event center, you know, we're looking at the kids wearing the white jerseys, all hanging out, kids in the red jerseys. And like you said, these are kids from small 6-man programs, big 6A programs. You would never know that. You know, they're not wearing signs that say that. These are all the same kids that have, you know, that look like they've grown up together from the same neighborhoods, that they just gel so quickly over the sport of football. And I'm sure that they make friendships and relationships that last well beyond this event.
Yeah, it's been really cool to I follow a lot of the guys in Oregon on Twitter. Once they get in high school, you know, they get their Twitter accounts and they go back and forth, and they end up promoting guys from all across the state. Southern Oregon guy will promote a Northern Oregon guy and be like, oh man, he's a dude. Colleges, look out for this guy. And it just creates a really, really cool atmosphere and environment of positivity across all levels and across the whole state, and builds a lot of really cool relationships, which is my favorite part.
You know, and Idaho is so weird geographically. You know, you've got islands of populations, and you've got, you know, North Idaho, and then you've got the Treasure Valley, you've got the Magic Valley on its own little island, and then basically Eastern Idaho. And players don't get a chance to see, especially this age. You'll never see these players from Wallace, you know, watching a Filer game. You know, it just doesn't happen. So these players that are coming together to do this, I looked over to my left. I don't know if you've ever been to Hawaii. There's chickens everywhere.
I have not.
I have 2 chickens walking into our room right now. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Might cut that out. We might not. But you're right. You get these kids together playing, and we see it, you know, in a small way every year when you do the All-Star basketball games up at North Idaho College every year. You get the small 8-man kids playing with the 5A kids. Sometimes they gel, sometimes they don't. But basketball's a little bit different animal. They get an hour to practice the night before, then they play. It's bonding over the course of the week, which I think is awesome. So right now you're starting with what grades for the Idaho Bowl this summer?
Current 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
All right, Leif, let's talk about your future goals with this. Okay, you know, we're starting off, you know, relatively small, you know, a few games. What are your plans after next year moving forward with this?
So this year we're obviously going to have the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade games. We're really excited about those. Moving forward, we want to bring the Idaho Bowl into high school. So this year we'll do the middle school event. Next year we're going to do a middle school and a high school event. So next year we'll have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and then 9th, 10th, and 11th graders. And we want to do it all in one weekend. So it'll be one weekend in June. All of the best athletes from all across the state of Idaho will be in one location. We're going to get a hold of college coaches all across the region, get them there to see what Idaho has to offer. I think it'll be a really cool venue and opportunity for athletes to maybe play at the next level. If we can get all of the best athletes in Idaho in one spot playing football, I mean, who's not going to want to come check that out? It's going to be really cool for fans. And I really think that we're going to be able to create some opportunities for athletes to play at the next level doing it like that, because they'll just get to see the best player in the whole state, the best players in the whole state in one spot in one weekend, and they'll get to see what's coming up. It's going to be, we have big plans. We're really, really excited about that. But this year we're just focused on the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, the youth game.
Right. So with those games, as far as being played right now, there's different venues vying for that. And so you'll be announcing that as soon as you have a location locked down, just so people watch this and go, well, where's it being played? Well, there's a lot of options out there, and you've got some decisions to make about where the best place to play it is, not just from a field perspective, but also housing kids, feeding kids, entertaining kids. Because even though, you know, we're talking about how great of football players they are, these are still high school, middle-aged kids. And I've had 2 boys. You and I were both that age once. They're not angels. So how do you wrangle those kids during the week? Because sure, they're good kids, but there's the saying of 1 boy's a whole boy, 2 boys half a boy, 3 boys no boy at all. And when you get a group of boys together, anything can happen. So
Um,
how do you kind of tamper that down as best you can?
I mean, it all really starts with getting quality people involved in what we do. So we'll have each team will obviously have a coaching staff. Each staff will consist of 5 to 7, 8 coaches. So we'll have 35 to 40 chaperones or coaches there on campus, and these coaches they're high quality
Yeah,
individuals with high morals, the guys that care about kids. And so the kids won't be just running amok at night doing whatever they
right,
do. Like in Oregon, the coaches, I mean, they have team meetings every night and they're using whiteboards and using this as a learning experience for those kids to be
right.
better football players in the future. So they're well chaperoned. Yeah, that's part of the selection process as well. As we want to make sure that we have the highest quality coaches part of this program as we can.
So you can't do this without partners. And I mean, you can, but I like how you take advantage of the level of support you get from the fans, parents, and use it to help others. Like you mentioned in Oregon, Department of Human Services.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that who you work with?
Mhm.
Okay, in Idaho, you picked up a pretty big fish in
Yeah.
the Ronald McDonald House. Tell us how that happened.
Yeah, we're really excited to be working with the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Idaho. They're a national organization. I'm sure most people have heard of the Ronald McDonald House Charities. We're working specifically with the group in Idaho, and we are going to use this game to help raise funds to donate to them. I have some really, really close friends, Shay and Morgan. They had a son, Hank. He actually was born in Salt Lake, but they live in Boise. I coached football with Shay and Glens Ferry. He's a stud. I went to high school with him. Really, really good people. Their son Hank was born with a heart defect. And so they sent him down to Utah to the hospital there that kind of specialized in that. And while they were there, they stayed at the Utah Ronald McDonald House. And they were there for over 7 months. They stayed there. They ate there. They did they did everything there. And when they left, the Ronald McDonald House didn't charge them anything. And their idea with that is that we want you to focus on your child. We want you to focus on your family. And it's just like, I mean, I get kind of emotional thinking about it. Those guys, everything that they went through, and for us to be able to create this event to give back to the Ronald McDonald House Charities is something that is really kind of near and dear to my heart and something that I really, really want to do. I want to give back to that organization that helped out some of my friends in, kind of the lowest time in their life. And so we're really excited to be able to use football, not just as football, a great event, great athletes, great experience, but we're going to give back to the community and hopefully help out a lot of other people in their time of need.
Yeah, that's cool. And if you can bring in that, philanthropic attitude with the sport of football, doing everything, I just don't see how you won't succeed doing this. Because yeah, I'm a believer. Good things happen to good people, and you are good people. I've always admired you and what you do, and you as a person. And we had you on for a few broadcasts during state football, and you rocked it.
Well, thanks.
You did. So you mentioned a little bit earlier, but just to remind people, if you've got anyone in mind that you think deserves to be in this game, how can these people go about nominating a player to play in the Idaho Bowl?
Yeah, so if you go to our website, it's just IdahoBowl.com. There's a link at the top that says nominate an athlete. So you can nominate an athlete there, or you can email us at admin@idahobowl.com and nominate an athlete that way. So there are multiple different ways, but we want to make sure we get, a hold of everybody. So make sure to go to the website and check it out. The website also has more information on what we're about, what we do. It'll be updated with dates and location as it moves forward, and our social media accounts as well. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We've been posting players already, so you can get a look at who the best players are in the state that we've already selected. And our selection process is ongoing. It will be going on for the next few months as we filter through all the nominations we've been receiving.
Well, I see those social media posts come through, and the best of the comments as you read those, because they tag people in, and just the families are so stoked that their nephew, brother, grandson, cousin has been nominated for this. they're sharing it everywhere. And,
Mhm.
the word of mouth on this is going to be phenomenal. Where I think inaugural year is going to rock, and everything else is just going to skyrocket from there for the Idaho Bowl. Laif Morrison, it's been great talking to you today about the inaugural Idaho Bowl here in Idaho. It's always great to talk to you, but it's going to be a lot of fun in June. And I mentioned there's not a solid place yet, but keep going back to IdahoBowl.com, follow their social media, and as soon as you know, they will know, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, as soon as we have that information, we'll put it out to everybody. And obviously, IdahoSports.com is going to be there.
We will.
Broadcasting the event exclusively. And so we're really excited to be partnering with you, Paul, and getting some of your boys on the mic and letting you have at it.
I can't wait for it. I'm sure there's a lot of excitement building. So,
Mhm.
Laif Morrison, the Idaho Bowl Executive Director, thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule to meet with us here on Idaho Sports. And hopefully we see you down the line soon.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, thanks for meeting me on vacation.
Yeah, I've had nothing else to do. It's just raining.
True.
And again, I can't complain because I'm in Hawaii and it's 74 degrees. So.
Yeah, true.
All right, everybody. Idaho Bowl, IdahoBowl.com. Check them out. And thanks for joining us here on this special PrepCast on IdahoSports.com.